Okay, working the homework for section R.4, more review of polynomials. So specifically here, we're going to be doing some operations on some expressions to try and simplify. So for this first one, we're asked to take this polynomial here and subtract it from this polynomial here. So because there's a subtraction symbol in front of this parentheses, we must distribute the negative through, which changes the signs. And in the first parenthesis, there's really a hidden 1 here, and it could distribute through also, and it changes nothing because it's implied that it's a positive 1, so nothing changes. So we have 2x cubed minus 9x squared plus 6x plus 7. And then we have minus, we're distributing minus 5x squared. And then we'll have plus 6x because it changes the minus in front of the 6x to a plus. And then it changes the plus 4 to a minus 4. So this is the new expression with no parentheses. And now we want to combine like terms. So I only see one x cubed term. So we're going to have 2x cubed. But I see that there are 2 terms that have x squared. So when we put those two together, all we have to do is look at their coefficients, -9 and -5, add those together. So -9 plus -5 is really going to be -14 x squared. And then I'm going to look at the x terms. So I have 6x and another 6x. I add those together, I get 12 x's. And then finally, I want to put the 7 and the -4 together. That gives me a +3. So this should be our result. Let's type it in. 2x cubed minus 14x squared plus 12x plus 3. There we go. Okay, here on this one, what we're going to be doing is same thing. We're going to be trying to clear out these parentheses to combine these expressions together. So I'll have to distribute a 2 through here, and I'll have to distribute a -3 through those parentheses there. So I should get 2x cubed plus 2x squared, and then 2 times -4 gives me -8. That takes care of the first 3. Now this -3 hits there, that positive 2x cubed, that gives us a -6x cubed. And then -3 times -3 would give us +9 and then x squared. All right, now combine like terms together. I only have the 2x cubed. Oh, wait, sorry, I don't. I actually have another one. I can combine this and this together. 2 take away 6 is -4, so I have -4x cubed. And then I have the x squared term and x squared term here. I can add those together. That gives me 11x squared. And then I still have that -8 right there. So that should be it. Let's see here. -4x cubed plus 11x squared -8. There we go. Next one. So now we have 3 terms, so we got to distribute through here. There's nothing from the first parentheses, so that's really a 1. There's a plus in front of this, so it's really just a 1. And then this negative is like a -1, so it's going to change the signs here. But everything else, when we go through with the 1, nothing changes. So 5x squared minus 3x plus 3. And then we have plus 8x squared. And then minus 8x plus 9. And now the changing of those signs in the last 2, so minus 3x squared and -3. So that equals that. And then now combining like terms together, x squared, so I've got there, there, and there. So I take 5, I add 8. That gives me 13. I take away 3, so that should give me 10x's, or sorry, 10x squareds. And let's see, x terms, I have an x term here. X term here, I put those together, I should get -11x. And then finally, some numbers, I've got a 3 here, got a 9 here, and I would take away 3. So that should leave me with 9, and that should be it. So we've got 10x squared minus 11x plus 9. Okay. All right, now same thing. I have a term out front and I need to multiply through to get rid of the parentheses. So I have to distribute here to here and here to here. So when I multiply the -5 times that 5, I get -25. And then I have x to the 5th times x cubed. I add the exponents. 5 plus 3 is 8. And that gives me my first term. Then I distribute the second one. So -5 times +4 gives me -20. And then all I have is the x to the 5th that's there. So -25 x to the 8th minus 20 x to the 5th. Finally, something different. Okay, so now we have 2 terms in parentheses times something that has 3 terms. So how do we multiply this out? Well, the first thing you're going to do, start with the very first term, x, and distribute just the x through the parenthesis, like this. So x times x squared is x cubed. X times +4x gives us +4x squared. And then x times -6 gives us -6x. Once we've done that, we move on to the next number in the parentheses, which is a +3. And we distribute a +3 through the parentheses. So +3 times x squared gives me +3x squared. +3 times +4x gives me +12x. And +3 times -6 gives me -18. I now collect any like terms together. I only have 1x cubed. I have 7x squareds. -6x and 12x gives me +6x. And I still have a -18. So that should be it here. I know I'm moving kind of quick through this, I guess. This is kind of a review, so hopefully this all makes sense. Clear. All right, here we go. So x plus 9 squared, be careful here. Again, it's a common place that students make mistakes. You do not just square each one. That's not the way this works, okay? What you have to do is you have to take x plus 9, multiply it times itself, x plus 9. And then you do that thing called FOIL, or you can just do what we just did a second ago. Start with the first one, distribute it through. So x squared plus 9x. After you've done the first one, you move to the second one, distribute that through. So you get 9 times x, which is 9x, plus 9 times 9, which is 81. And now you collect your like terms together in the middle. 9x and 9x is 18x plus 81. So we should have x squared plus 18x plus 81. Same thing here. We're going to multiply this through. So we're going to have 4x plus 2 times 4x minus 2. It's almost the same thing, but they have different signs here. Something cool is going to happen here. So starting with this one, distribute here and here. So 4x times 4x is 16x squared. 4x times -2 is -8x. Then I move to the next one, +2, distribute that here and get 8x. And then distribute that to here, I get -4. And notice on this one, on the middle terms, the x's, they go away. So all you get is 6x squared minus 4, 16x squared minus 4. And that actually turns out to be a difference of squares, which you might recognize. Let's just put the answer in here. There we go. Okay, same thing here. So here we're asked to multiply this out, but they don't give us any numbers, just letters. So x plus p squared means x plus p times x plus p. And now we start with the first one, distribute here and here. So we get x squared plus x times p is xp plus, now we move to the p, multiply it through, and we get p times x plus the p times p is p squared. Now it's important to note that x times p is equal to p times x. These are the same thing because multiplication is commutative. It can be flipped over. So these are the same thing. Those are the same two terms, so we can add them together. So we should get 2 of those, 2 of the xp's plus p squared. Whoa. So x squared plus 2x. I guess they take, maybe I have to put the times p, I'm not sure. I went ahead and did it to be safe. Okay, so that's it. Ooh, cubed, all right, this will be a good one. Okay, so 6x plus 5 cubed means 6x plus 5 times 6x plus 5 times 6x plus 5 again. All right, this is going to get messy, all right? The important thing is that you don't just try and cube each of these. You have to do this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply these two out first. So I start with this first one and I multiply it through here and here. Now out in front of this, I still have 6x plus 5. I'm going to leave that right there. But here comes the multiplication I'm about to do. So 6x times 6x, that gives me 36x squared. Then 6x times 5 gives me 30x. And then I go to the middle one. 5 times 6x right here gives me another 30x. And then 5 times 5 gives me 25. All right, so where are we? We have the 6x plus 5 that we haven't done anything with yet. And then the inside here cleans up. You can put those 30x's together to get 60x. And we have that. Now we do the same thing as before. We start with this and we're going to distribute it through to all three, which is important. So the numbers here are going to start to get big. That's just the way they've designed the problem. So if you need to get a calculator, you can get a calculator. Oh, got to take that call. Okay, sorry, I'm lost now where we were. Okay, yeah, so we're multiplying this out. We take that first term 6x and we multiply it times 36x squared. That'll give us 216x cubed. And then we have to take the 6x and multiply it times the 60x. That should give us 360x squared. And then we take the 6x and multiply it times the 25, and that should give us 150x. All right, so once we've done that, we now move to the second term here, 5, and distribute the 5 through to these three terms. So 5 times the 36x squared gives us 180x squared. And then 5 times 60x gives us 300x. And then 5 times 25 gives us 125. And then we'll collect any like terms together. It looks like we don't have any x cubes except for that first one. And then we have to do the 360x squared plus the 180x squared. That'll give us 540x squared. And then the x's, looks like we do 150 plus 300, so that's 450 x's, and then 125 by itself. All right, let's check this. We have 216x cubed plus 540x squared plus 450x plus 125. All right, we got it. Next, we're done. Oh, we're done. Good, cool.